Hello and a warm welcome to everyone joining us today. I'm your host Dalvinder Kaur from lovely Professional University. We are excited to have you with us and look forward to an engaging and insightful session. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into today's topic, decoding the path to success. Understanding data science career opportunities. Before we proceed further, allow me to introduce the experts of the day, Ms. Savleen Kaur, Assistant Professor, School of Computer Science and Engineering, Lovely Professional University. With expertise in machine learning and NLP, her contributions span academic and industry collaborations. With publication on Gurmukhi to Shahmukhi translation, sentiment analysis, and more. So now I would like to introduce Mr. Manish Malik also in this webinar. Welcome, Mr. Manish Malik. He is business intelligence and data analyst expert with 25 plus years of experience in driving growth across sales, marketing operations, and IT at Airtel Reliance Communications and more. Before we proceed further in this session, I would like to request everyone for any questions you can write in the chat box or in the Q&A box, and same will be addressed from my side in the end of this webinar. Now I'm going to hand over this session to our experts, Ms. Savleen Kaur and Mr. Manish Malik, and it would be an absolute delight to listen from them. Over to you both.
Thank you, Dalvinder ma'am. So I would like to introduce with the topic that is decoding the path to success, understanding data science career opportunity. Basically, we are going to focus on exploring the growing field of the data science and the many career paths it offers. In today's data-driven world, organizations rely on a data scientist to extract insights, to solve a problem, even to drive strategy decisions. This session basically aims to clarify the skills, tools, and educational paths needed to break into and grow within the field. From the role like data analyst and machine learning engineer to AI researcher, the possibilities are vast and expanding. Understanding industry trends, key technologies, and practical application will help aspiring professionals navigate their journey very effectively. It's all about turning data into opportunity and building a successful future research career, right? Future ready career, or you can go in the research field, or you can analyze your data. So I would like to hand over the session to Mr. Manish, who will be going to let us know more about the topic, and let's dive into the exciting session and uncover what it truly takes to the succeed in the world of data science. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the quick introduction and paving the path for data science. Uh, so first thing, first when we say that, a quick introduction from my side, though Dalvinder ma'am had introduced me. I have close to around 30 years of experience now, and presently working as a head of business development and partnerships at Transtalk Analytics. At Transtalk, we are doing really cutting edge work in the area of data science and agentic AI. I have close to around 25 years of experience in the data science field, ranging from customer service to operations to sales and marketing. And one thing I have realized over a period of time, an informed decision is better than, just driving blindly. So a quick intro about Transtalk. Will not spend much time out here, but as a mandatory, like the Transtalk is 15 years, 16 years plus organization now. We are having close to 120 data scientists working with us. Uh, really working on solving some very intriguing business problems, helping companies save a lot of money and improve their revenue projection cycles. Working with both national and international clients, work for more than 400 500 projects at this stage. Some of the brands that we have worked with, you can look at all the marquee brands that are there available from from the banking financial sides to insurance companies to consumer to automobile. So very diverse portfolio this company has handled over a period of time. be it from telecom to a cement company to working with all kind of organizations. So, what is data science and how it is used in our daily life? Before we delve into data science, we need to go back, around 35, 40 years back when the industrial revolution started. Uh, we all were, from farming to industrialization, the machines were taking over. Nobody had anticipated that, the data will be the new oil, as we say today. But as the machine started to learn, so was human intelligence started growing. Initially, the data was not much available. The computing power was very, expensive. The computer size itself was very high. Today, the mobiles that we are handling, are far more powerful than that computers available 25 years back. But data science has been used everywhere. You'll not be surprised that the moment you place an order at Zomato or Swiggy or any app, the your next order, it tells you to the precision that how much time will it take for your food to deliver, to reach out. It's under preparation, it's been delivered, the delivery boy has checked out, it will take 5 minutes, your expected time arrival is this much. And at every stage the data is getting analyzed: what you have ordered, what age group you belong to, what would be your preference like, what time the order was placed, how much time it took to prepare the order, and real time traffic scenarios. It gives you to the precision the fastest possible delivery, keeping you informed. 30 years back, when a telephone line was a challenge to get, today mobile is available at every nook and corner of the streets. And that is one of the reason for data science to evolve as a company. Now it is the today data science is the building block for the AI revolution that we are witnessing in witnessed over the last 2 years, and will continue to witness over next couple of years. Another example is the Amazon. The moment you place an order on bucket, it tells you your recommended products. The person who purchased mobile has also purchased headphone. The person who purchased a shirt has their combination of a trouser available with it, and that helps in terms of stimulating the consumer interest to purchase more products, helps the increasing the conversion rates, and optimize the inventory turnover. Zara is another classic case example where Zara changes the entire the dressing clothing every 15 days. So product move from one location to other location in maximum 15 days, depending upon the area, the location, the taste of the people out there, and at every stage, it's the data that is behind it. So, as I just explained you, that we covered in the e-commerce example of Amazon or the manufacturing. Today we have the what are the likely all the new cars that are coming. They are all sensor enabled. So it tells you at what speed you have been driving, what is the fuel consumption you are having, how much brake has been applied, what is the maintenance schedule, what is the productive churn. Again, if you go back 15, 20 years back, you would have seen cars standing on the road, people pushing it. Today we are not facing this problem because technology is enabling it, and we are getting better and better with it. Banks, the fraud detection is on the fly. The modeling, in terms of the loan, if you look at the companies have mushroomed over a period which are disbursing loans. Reason: for each individual, there is a data behind it. One can study them, they can see what kind of spending the person is having, and basis that the loan has been delivered. The healthcare industry again has seen revolution post COVID. Your all X-rays are analyzed, using the AI tools or the imaging technology. Radiations are studied, the bioinformation, the every the increase in the and the bands, the watches, the smart watches have gone up, and everything is radiating data. So data is everywhere, and to understand and to analyze that data is a field that we call data science. So data science is an intersection of math plus statistic, programming, business understanding. So earlier we used to have, somebody was a mathematician, the one who used to do the statistical work. There was another person who was, the computer science field, the one who used to, write the programs, the codes, and then, and the third key thing was the domain expertise, where the person was, from the banking domain or from the manufacturing domain or from, some steel industry, uh, depending upon the place, the person, logistic guy. Over a period of time, if you look at the Venn diagram given below, so when the computer science and mathematics merged, they came out with machine learning. And when the domain expertise and the maths merged, they came out with the statistical analysis, like what is the deviation, what kind of quality of products we are delivering, what is the accuracy and quality of the product. Then comes the software development in conjunction with the domain expertise. But now with the amalgamation of all four, five things that we just discussed is a branch which is we call the data science, which is studying the uh, it's a combination of machine learning, software analysis, expertise, and statistical knowledge. So the new buzzword is the AI versus data science versus machine learning. So in a plain word, I'll say that data science is the building block for machine learning and AI. So everything is like revolves around data, and the artificial intelligence is the subfield of the data science, and machine learning is another field within the artificial intelligence, which just keeps learning. That you would have the term the neural NLP, uh, the machine learning terminology is being used. Now it is becoming more and more of a black box, which is doing the things on its own. Machines are learning and relearning. So coming back to the main topic in terms of what is required to become a good data scientist, what are the core disciplines, what are the prerequisite knowledge one must have, what are the information we should have before doing it. A basic understanding of mathematics and statistics is a must. That is to understand the patterns within the data. So, more knowledge about the programming in terms of how the data can be programmed and how the data can be handled, because the volume of data is not one you can handle within the Excel sheets now. It is in terabytes. So you need to have a in terms of how will you handle into the cloud, how the information will flow, whether the information is required on the real time or not. Say for example, when the moment you do anything into the Amazon, you purchase a product, you move it into your cart, that's the real time analysis that is happening, and that's just the flow. While at the same time, for manufacturing company where the products are getting manufactured, it can be a statistically evaluate whether the quality of the product is meeting the defined norms or not. The business acumen, the domain knowledge is again a very very essential thing in terms of understanding. So from a person from the banking and financial institute, he knows what are the credit risk involved, what is credit risk, how the transaction is taking place. The moment a person is swiping his credit card or debit card, there are n number of steps that take places, and that comes with the domain knowledge. And then the most important thing is communication skill. You are able to understand the business problem, you are able to understand how the data is flowing, but how will you engage the stakeholders, how will you explain it to the non-technical person, is another skill set that is required. When it comes to the programming or in terms of understanding the requirements as I specified above, then comes what are the tools one should learn. So today the Python is has taken over R and very easy to understand language, but it's important to understand Python, because now with the AI coming up with the generating models, Chat GPT, Claude, multiple DeepSeek solutions available, you may not need to learn the language, but the basic fundamentals are very important. You may not require to do the coding, because the hard work, the major job will be done by the generative tools. But what that tool is writing is something you need to understand the basics. a, a bit of probability, and the linear algebra is a must. And then data visualization. You must understand how to tell the story, how to sell the story, how the information is getting stitched up. And with the domain knowledge comes the problem solving approach. How a non-technical problem can be put into a mathematical equation that can be solved. So for example, if the bank is saying, how do I reduce my bad debts? So bad debts can be reduced by ensuring that any person who the probability of likely to a default can be reduced. It means that's a probability problem. Depending upon the customer's whereabouts and the attributes that he is generating, that the person is likely to default or not. And basically that you define the interest rate, defining the zones, demarking that these are the areas where we are getting the maximum default rates. These are the salesperson who are responsible or the dealers who are responsible for that. So what all we require is from the languages, we need the Python and SQL, and that is to query the data. You need to understand the libraries within the Python, which is the pandas, numpy, matplot, or scikit, to present the data, to handle the numbers and the data sets. Then we need the tools to run these, the tools, these languages, which are Jupyter Notebook. Visualization tool could be Power BI or Tableau, and Excel to run the simulation models or to present the data, and GitHub to present upload the information. Cloud information is required because the data volume is high. If you are working with a company which is generating terabytes of data, say for example telecom sector or e-commerce, then cloud is as an essential tool and one must know. So when we say that, how do we when how our data science career evolves over a period of time, you always start with the basics. You start crawling before you start running. So you begin with learning the basic Python programming. So whenever you join any organization, they will give you some codes to write, understand the data, do the statistical analysis, do SQL queries to run and visualize the data, extract the information, run small projects using Kaggle datasets. And then you come to an intermediate level where you are able to understand the Python code or the basic languages. And now the hard work has been done by the tools for you, but you are able to understand what my end goal is. What I am going to Am I going to solve a prediction problem, or I am going to solve a forecasting problem? So what will be the so algo trading is something which is in place. So how do you predict the share price? How do you predict the oil price, which is likely to be next 1 month's time? How the economy is going to grow, or what are the bottlenecks one can face? And that's where the machine learning algorithms start coming into play. Again, your understanding of the basic libraries goes high, and then comes the you start building your GitHub profile, which basically shows about your portfolio of the projects that you have handled. To understand and improve your knowledge, you must participate in the Kaggle competition and hackathons, lead code, where you can develop your own codes and display it. And then comes the advanced level where your value increases. You are able to understand the business requirement. You are able to understand how to solve the problem, and that's where you get into the deep learning of or the NLP or the computer vision. So looking at say for example automating the attendance. So by facial recognition you are able to see that how the people are coming. So no need to get into the biometric or swiping your card. Just the camera reads your face and says that you're present, what time you came, and it's making the system more and more foolproof. So there was a time where the swipe card used to be handed over to your colleague and friend, and they say that okay, you mark my attendance. Then came the biometric, which used to take your thumb impression, so that only the genuine person is allowed to go. But now today, in many of the government organizations, there are cameras which automatically detects who are, especially in the sensitive areas, which automatically detects whether this person belongs to this area. Is he going into a restricted zone or not? And you see more into the science fiction movies where the camera recognizes you and able to track down to your Aadhaar card level even information. And that's the advanced level of the data science where you stitch up. So you may not be doing every activity out of it because somebody is responsible for carrying the data, somebody is, for the hardware management. But in terms of putting the stitching up the entire thing, that why I am scanning this person and what information I require to check whether he is a risk or not, is the job of the data scientist. So as I stated in my earlier slide, it this data science job requires is beyond technical skills. Where technical skills are important, you must know what problem you're going to solve, how you're going to convert problem into a mathematical equation. But your curiosity is something which is very important. You have to ask everything with the question why this data is coming like that, what is the reason for this information to flow like that. So you have to keep asking why till you come to the bottom, till you peel the onion to the last layer, and then you must have a problem solving mindset that this information is available. You need to digest that information and then say how I am going to solve this. Again, whenever you will make a plan, you will say, okay, this is how the problem is. You need to interact with multiple stakeholders. The IT guy will have his own requirements, business guy will have his own requirements, finance will have his own requirements. And sorry, you need to understand the requirements and communicate your solution to each of the stakeholders, take their buy-ins, and then start building the solution. Before you get into the data science, I must tell you that it is a lifelong learning. The way the codes are refreshing, the way new tools are coming, you have to be on your toes. You will keep learning throughout your life. The day you will say that I have understood everything, you will realize that you are far behind in the race. So you have to keep uploading. You have to ensure that you give 45 minutes to 1 hour on daily basis to upgrade your skills. You need to be a team player. You cannot say that I can solve all the problem and it's me. It is a team effort. You will have multiple programmers working with you, multiple statisticians who will be working with you, multiple domain knowledge experts will be there. But you need to be open in terms of what they are telling you and how to accept and gather that imbibe that information. Resilience is the key, and you need to be patient. You cannot say that I have made one algorithm and it is giving me the best result. It's an iterative process. You will keep developing the models again and again and keep refining it till you come to, and then still you will be left out with some scope to improve it. But you have to let go at certain point that okay, this by putting this 20% of my efforts I am getting 80% of my result. Do I need to put in more resources? Do I need to process more data? Because everything comes with a cost. You will be requiring a processing cost, you will be having storage costs, you will be having the electricity cost attached to it. So entire data science, the data centers will be there. So everything will be linked to the cost attached to it. So you need to come to the optimum level and solve the problem. So as I said, you have to keep thinking clearly at what point in time the problem can be solved, and there could be some data science problem which cannot be solved. But why we are saying data science, everybody is going out here. So here is the stats. As again, 30 40 years back when the industrial revolution was there, there was hardly any data being provided. People were working, they were coming 9 to 5, 9 to 10, going back home. But then came the mobile era where everybody started providing the information. So you have your call logs, you have your browsing history, what kind of websites one is visiting, what is his area or interest. Then came the social media, again giving the information, what kind of person he is, what or he or she is, what kind of interest the person is having. Somebody is a more social guy, somebody is a more LinkedIn guy, somebody is more Instagram guy, somebody is more e-commerce guy. So Facebook, etc., everything started. The information starts available in out here. So if you really see that, almost the growth in the data is exponential in the last 10 years. And every year it is growing. So by, almost the as the computing powers became cheaper, the systems became cheaper, the processing power becomes cheaper. We were able to process the information which is both structured as well as unstructured. The structured is where the information is coming in rows and columns which are easy to read. You can put it into the Excel tabular format and then process it. Unstructured is your sentiment analytics, where somebody is scribbling something onto the internet. I didn't like this movie. The movie reviews which are coming, somebody is giving their opinion. That unstructured data started to be processed. And then came the video analytics. Today, videos are summarized in the real time. So if you go to YouTube, you're able to get the information. A 20 minutes video can be summarized in just 5 bullet points. And the age came of a generative AI. The more and more data is available, the more intelligent systems will become. So if you look at it, that the way information is flowing on the right hand side of the chart, the information, the data is going exponentially, and this is not going to stop. So again, a repetition, but it's a very informative slide in terms of how the information used to be processed earlier. It's not that the economies never used to forecast their revenue. Companies used to forecast their revenue, but using the statistical techniques. And in the early 50s, 60s, that this is going to happen. This is what is likely scenario. And then came the 70s and 80s where the computers were introduced and the data mining techniques were evolved. And as the computing power became cheaper, then the business intelligence started coming in place. And then the version 2 came where the internet revolution happened in 90s, early 90s, where the dot-com came in and everything was available onto the internet. And then early 2000, everything was available onto the mobile apps. And now everything is available into the machine learning and deep learning. So your all generative AI solutions, the large language models, the AI agents that are becoming is far more evolved today. And as the predictions are, you will see more young billionaires in next 5 to 7 years and catching this opportunity. So age is no longer a barrier. Even a 21 year, 25 years guy can become a billionaire just by one innovative idea. And Facebook, Meta are the real examples behind it. The young guys who have created the organizations. So as I said, the data science trends. So we started with the automated machine learning, and then now comes the ethics is something which is going to important when because machines are learning, the dark web is rising. People are making videos, fake videos are uptrend. We were recently seen in the India Pakistan war. Everybody was giving their own narrative generated through AI. So data ethics is one area which is going to be very strongly evolved. Data democratization and self-service analytics. So earlier we used to make dashboards. We used to use a Power BI or a Tableau or a ClickSense. There are multiple visualization tools available. But now there are a lot of self-learning data science tools are available. Luma, and where you just upload the data, it analyzes the information for you, it creates beautiful dashboards for you. So that's again the one area which will work very well. Then comes the streaming data analysis, because everybody wants instant results. So you want to know when I place the order, when I'm going to get it. 10 minutes, everybody is like, it's a Blinkit time or a Zepto time, that within 10 minutes you need the information. So you need data scientists are required, or data engineers are required, who needs to process the information in the real fast timers. Quantum computing is again one area which is coming up very heavily. I can go on and on, but the key thing is that before you jump into anything, it's important to understand the basics. You need to understand the the Python language well, because that is the bedrock for AI evolution. You need to understand the basics of statistics. You need to understand, you need to have the problem solving attitude, because the more and more data will be available, the more opportunities will come. The smart cars are no longer, they are available today. The metros are running without drivers. It's all, it's, solved by the data science. So as I just explained, there's a chat GPT followed by quantum computing coming up with the robots, and this is going to uh, increase only. So why we are talking about data science, right? Because this is the hottest skill available today. That is, the data scientists are, in demand. Finding the skill sets which has all the 4 5 combinations I just talked about is very difficult, and that is what is, the more scarcity is, the more premium one can command. So if you really look at the way, this is a very recently, not even a month, if you today type the data science jobs on LinkedIn or anywhere, you will easily find up to a lakh jobs available at any point in time. uh, as per the predicted job market, roughly around 1.1 crore of analytics jobs are expected globally, and India will have command easily 20% of it, because thanks to COVID, blessing in disguise, COVID gave the opportunity to, that remote working is possible, and freelancers are available in abundance. So people are upskilling on regular basis, and they are snatching these kind of opportunities. So just insights from the industry, as just explained, 11.5 million jobs expected. Around 100,000 would be from India alone, which is around 10 to 15%. 61 positions are related to data science to be filled in India, which are open jobs. Around 33% of this is India data science is growing. That's the speed which the CAGR is around 25 to 30% growth. India is going to become one of the top three markets for AI and data science. The US, China, India are the three players countries which are leading the stack. The salary difference is very high. A normal business analyst or a normal graduate will, the difference is almost 2x in a data science salary, because of, as I said, the demand supply, the availability of data scientists is less, and so is the people are ready to pay premium on their salaries. So this is like a global capability center or center of excellence are coming in India, right? I'll start with the right, the slide. So globally, there are around 8,500 GCCs available, and India is close to 1,900 today, which is likely to become 2,400, 2,500 in next 5 years time, rather 25 in next 4.5 years time. So what are GCCs? GCCs are the global capability centers or the back offices of the countries. Earlier, people used to work in Germany or Australia or like Germany or US or the developed countries, and they were for the cutting edge work on the data scientists. But now, because of the salary differences, like a $20 an hour versus a $10 hours available in India, it started with the call centers earlier, right? If you see, all the major call centers used to be in India in last, the last 10 years, the call centers shifted because of the cheap availability of the internet, stable network that India was able to produce. But now the network has become far more superior, the infrastructure is available, the more and more companies are coming in India and setting up their base. So you talk about Mercedes, you talk about BMW, you talk about American Express, you talk about Bank of America, HSBC, you name a company, the carriers, the Whirlpools of the world, they have a research R&D center available in India, mostly based out of Bangalore, Hyderabad, Delhi NCR, Google, Yahoo, everybody has opened up their back office in India. So models are different. Like there is a pure GCC where the companies come, they start from the scratch and without IT services vendor. But more and more collaborative work is happening now, where companies like Infosys or TCS or Wipro, they are setting up their back office out here. They are building with their partner, and they are following a bot model where they build the GCC and employ all the resources, and then they transfer it to the companies those who want to set up their base in India. A lot of JVs are happening. A lot of Japanese companies are tied up with Indian companies to open the back office. So you talk about Toyota, you talk about MG Motors. Everybody has a back office. We are doing the R&D work on their research and development work on their cars and the next generation vehicles. So what is that is driving the business goals are, how do they productize faster? How can they make their products available to the market faster? Superior customer experience. So we can correlate it in the cars available 30 years back, Ambassador to Maruti journey to now today MG and Hectors of the world, right? The Kia, all sensor technologies coming in India. And each car or each vehicle is generating traffic, the data traffic that is analyzed, processed, and more innovations are done on the basis that. So GCC segments, like as I said, you have the banking, the Airbnb, and superior companies like JP Morgan and Walmart. They have back offices in India, and the growth. I'll say the growth story has just begun. Next 5 years, we will see more and more companies coming in India and doing work. So, which are the areas of opportunity if we talk about in the GCCs? So, 76% is coming into the cyber security enhancements, because the more risk, the more data is coming up, more online information is flowing, the more risks, the cyber risks are coming up. So, there's a lot of work which is happening in the cyber security area. Generative AI is again, very, very premium positioning, and around process mining tools is around 46%. Again, when you talk about data talent, which is very difficult to hire, the data scientists, data analytics, and reporting, these are the two areas because it requires, as I said, there's the communication, the business knowledge, the domain expertise, the statistical knowledge, how to use the tools, available tools. The more somebody gains, the higher premium one gets. So, top capabilities, AI, machine learning, data analytics are one which are commanding the premium out here. So, GCCs or the third party scale are driving the fuel, the growth, and then reskilling. Most of the companies now reskilling their existing staff. Uh, as they say that the specialty comes, right? So earlier we used to be, the data management and analytics, when somebody has done, they used to think, oh, he's a guy in premium, but now it's the domain expertise. So somebody who is like earlier, the guy who's a doctor now, but the MD in the MSc on the right eye or left eye, right? Same is the case with you're a data scientist, but what problem you're going to solve? Because supply chain management has its own unique set of problems, marketing has its own unique set of problems, GST or taxation has its own unique sets, and so domain expertise and further expertise using the data management and analytics is, these are the emerging functions which are coming up. Again, the business intelligence, data visualization, and data engineering are the capabilities that everybody expects must have. Software and technology, primarily because of the risk involved, as I say, the cyber security, the cyber threats that is coming up is again a very, very big area. Retail and CPG, healthcare and life sciences, BFSI, they are these are almost contributing 65 to 70% of the market size. Gradually, media and entertainment is also using. So now you will see this particular space, media and entertainment, will grow exponentially. Most of the content that is getting now published onto YouTube is AI enabled. So now, it's not the podcasts that are happening, the information that is flowing, the tools like Notebook, LLM from Google, and the podcasts are available on the fly. And these are all available onto YouTube and the other content platform like Instagram or other telegrams. Most of the organization which were into the pure play analytics, like Tiger Analytics, Latent View, including Transtalk, are now moving towards the GCC and the high-end level work. So all the companies like the Capgemini, Accenture of the world, they are now moving their energies into the setting up the GCCs, because that's where the next 3 to 4 years the new demands are coming. So each of these companies have now opened up their new GCC service line. Now, when we talk about the roles, in the data science, so first role is of a analyst. So data analyst is somebody who uh, collects the data, who brings out the story from the by interpreting the data. He identifies the trends, what are the patterns coming in the data, what insights can be generated, what are actionable insights that can be generated, and he uses basically the statistical tools, machine learning, manipulates the data in terms of creating new variables, and using the probability and different algorithms, he gives the analyze the data and provide the information to the different stakeholders, which could be sales, marketing, customer service, to solve their given problem. Another role which is very important is the data engineering. Data engineering is something because the velocity of the data, the veracity of the data is very high. So you need some skill sets in terms of how this data is going to be ingested into the systems. How I'm going to remove the redundancy available in the data. When you talk about redundancy, that do I require customer name twice? Can I create one customer table and link it to the customer ID so that the data can be secured as non-redundant and consumes less space? So this job is also very, very intellectual work. How to ingest the data, how the data will be processed, how easy it would be to recall the data, and how do I store it. And this job requires working with the cloud side of the business, which is like big data, Azure, uh, your GCP, Amazon Web Services, and then comes the machine learning engineer. So the data scientist is combination of all four, like if I say, but machine learning is the guy. I have the information provided to me by the data engineer. My data scientist or data analyst has analyzed the information, but the machine learning guy's job is to create the models around it. So I have the past data available of a particular share. Say, for example, if I want to predict how the Reliance Industries share will be after a 1 month or 1 year's time. So I have the data available for last 10 years. I have the economic factors attached to external data sets available to me, how Indian economy is growing, what will be the fuel demand globally, India, how much crude oil will be generated by the different companies, how I'm going to process this information, am I coming up with some more refinery, bringing all this, using all these data sets, uh, a model is being developed to predict the future share price. And again, the skill sets required are that understanding the data storage, how do I make the best algorithm which will give me the best output, which is both resource optimized, consuming less of the data space, and give me the speed. And data scientist's job is to stitch all these things together. He understands the data collection processes, he understands how the model is going to be built, but his role is to bridge the gap between non-technical folks and the technical guys, presenting information using the data visualization. So he must have the information of the statistical tool, machine learning, feature engineering, how the data is going to be processed. So when you talk about the salaries, as I said, the data scientist commands a premium, but data engineers are also a very, very highly skilled resource. because it requires a lot of intellectual power in terms of how the information is going to be processed out there. So a junior guy can easily get up to 8 to 10 lakh rupees, yeah, in all the three domains. A middle management is somewhere around ranging from 10 to 15 lakhs to 10 to 20 lakh rupees, depending upon the organization, the exposure the guy has, the kind of skill sets the person possesses. And as you get more tenured, then this data science can even become 3 to 4 times, depending upon. And mind you, these are the average salaries we are talking about, by the recruiters in the world. But the niche the skill set, the more intelligent the guy is, the more skill sets the one possesses. These salaries are almost 2x to 3x to 4x even in certain scenarios. So if if I say that from the some success stories, if I can say that in terms of we have helped uh, e-commerce companies in terms of when a person puts something in the cart and then abandons it, how we win back those customers. So you do what kind of device the person is logged in from, what was his web behavior, how much time he has spent onto the website, whether he has looked for the similar products onto in the same in his journey of purchase journey, and what is his spending power, what is the average the person has spent, because every time we do any transaction we are generating data. So without boring you further, I'm open to the questions. Anything, you're most welcome to the questions, please.
Thank you so much, Ms. Savleen Kaur and Mr. Manish Malik. Can we take the questions now, Mr. Malik?
Yeah, sure, please.
Thanks for giving me chance to address your questions. And now let's start with the first question. Gurpreet is asking, what foundation skills are essential to kickstart a successful career in data science?
As I stated, you need to have strong understanding of statistics, of Python language, and you have to keep working on your communication skills. So, once you start playing with your data, in terms of, there are multiple data sets available on GitHub. Keep playing with that data, make yourself familiarized with it, and then start building small models. There are some information is available on YouTube. There are multiple companies which are running these kind of courses. So these will help you, because it depends what background you come from. Today each and everybody can become a data scientist because the floor is open to all. It was not that you require only an engineering background to get into a data science field. You could be from a sales side also, you could be from a customer service also, but you learn the skill sets, deploy them on your regular day-to-day basis, and then keep refining your skills. So there is no set one path for everyone, but the basic essentials are, statistical knowledge, programming knowledge, and Python language. If I say Python or R or Julius, there are multiple languages available today.
Thank you so much, Mr. Manish Malik. I hope, Gurpreet, you got your answer from our today's expert. So Ankush is with us. Ankush is asking, how do different industries like healthcare, finance, or e-commerce utilize data scientists to drive innovation?
Okay. So let's start with healthcare, right? As I said that, post-COVID, the data availability, or rather, I'll say the the mobile era, the data is available everywhere. Digitization of health record is happening. Today, if you go for your blood sample checkup, right, and if you are going with a Lals lab or any Tata 1mg or anywhere, your records are being captured. That history is available. What was your hemoglobin 1 year back versus what is available today? And this data interpretation is being used by the healthcare industries. So, a recent study where we say that the COVID is the more heart attacks are happening because of the COVID vaccination. That data was not available earlier, but healthcare industry is having that information availability today. They know that what kind of food habits a person is having, that is available from our food apps today, which location the person is living. So if you are living in Delhi NCR, you're in an AQI of 350 to 500 average, right? If you're living in somewhere in Shimla or some other location, your AQI index is far superior, like 30, 40, 50, right? So what kind of air you're breathing, what kind of food you're eating, your X-ray history is available today, your blood history is available, what kind of medication you are already in. So this entire information is available, and researchers are doing that. What kind of medicines are working on whom? So that is from the healthcare perspective. Your X-rays are screened by the robots today, or the data science, and tells that whether the person, what level of lung infection the person is and what kind of lung blockage is having today. Radiologists are using the data science in the radiograms in terms of, and the computers are telling the information. The radiologist just verify it today. This e-commerce, every stage we are leaving data, right from login to going with it, how much time we are spending onto the card, what colors we are looking at, what sizes one is looking after, whether the preference is shirts or half sleeve shirts or t-shirts, what gender one belongs to, what age group one belongs to, which address you stay in. So, for example, how do the inventory optimization is a very, again, a very big opportunity when you talk about e-commerce. Uh, so, for example, how do Amazon or Flipkart ensures that the laptop you place today, order you place, is delivered the very next day? Do they carry their warehouses are spread across? So an algorithm is written that how many daily laptops I'm expecting in Bangalore. So I get, the model tells me that okay, I'm getting minimum 25 units a day. So my shipment, the warehouse could be in Bhopal or could be in some remote area of Hisar. I ship 25, 30 laptops, ensuring minimum inventory is maintained at my location, and then the shipments are made in advance because I know that I'm going to get a 25 orders. In case I'm getting 40 orders, that is my machine algorithm failure. And then the data scientist has to go back and look at what has caused that additional incremental requirement of 15 laptops, which my model has not been able to cover. Another example, which could be in the airlines industries, right? In terms of why the flight prices are higher when the holidays are coming, right? So calendar is synced. You are able to say that the new year is coming or Christmas holidays are coming. All those tickets are blocked in advance with the higher premium prices. Because why any company or any industry will leave the money on table? They will look into it. They go back, analyze that information. What was my trend in last 5 years, my 3 years? How many people traveled in the month of December during holidays or in the month of June, July? What is my year-on-year increase? And that helps me project my future requirement. How the roads are planned, right? So I think I've been able to answer the question in terms of healthcare and e-commerce. Third one, I forgot to answer the third one. Which industry? The third one he asked for?
Thank you so
Health,
much, Mr.
e-commerce, and
Manish.
yeah.
Yes, please.
So
I
I
hope
think there were
Radhika,
three
you got your
industries that
answer
I,
from our today's. Please continue.
yeah, that's it. I think I've covered most of it now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Manish Malik. I hope, Radhika, you got your answer from our today's expert. If anyone have any questions regarding the admissions, they just write on us at admissions@lpu.co.in. And you can do WhatsApp chat with us. Our WhatsApp number is 985256900. I'm repeating the number. It's 985256900. And once again, thanks to our today's expert, Mr. Manish Malik and Ms. Savleen Kaur. As we come to the end of this webinar, I want to express my deepest gratitude to our experts for sharing their valuable insights and expertise with us. Your presence, enthusiasm, and active participation have made this experience truly special. Hopefully, the attendees found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information for better decision making regarding admission. If anyone wants to access this webinar again, they can visit our website, that is lpu.in, or can be accessed on YouTube also. Stay connected with us for future webinars. Until we meet again, with the permission of my seniors, I would be signing off this webinar. Take care and goodbye. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you.